Hello, my name's Chris, this is Blue Kraken Gaming, and welcome back to Satisfactory, where if you are enjoying the series, I would ask that you please consider leaving a like, a comment, or a subscription. Any or all help the channel grow, and they help get it out in front of other people, so thank you very much to those of you that do that. Now, in our last episode, we got our plastic facilities off, or our new plastic upgraded facility off and up and running, on the new train line. So we are now training things backwards and forwards, which is great. I'm really happy with that. However, you may notice that we are now in the experimental build. So, I've actually also just realised the volume is probably quite low on, the volume, so let's just turn that back up. Yes, we are now in the experimental build, because I desperately wanted 1.1. There's no two ways around that. So, part of what we were going to be using that for was going to be getting... This one's our plastic one, isn't it? A vertical splitter. That we're going to be using a vertical merger. So, what we need to do is we need to get our plastic that we're shipping in over here, which we've already got a good amount of it, down and round so that we can start getting that fed through, because we don't have an overflow currently set up.
Creative choices.
Okay, Ada's talking to us. Right, okay. Yeah, we don't have a sink at the other end at the moment, so we need to get this flowing so we can start getting it out. So, what I want to do with that is I'm going to have this like so. I think we're then going to try and have a hang underneath like we had before. Now, do I have... We're going to need to grab some more fuel. There we go. Because I'm burning through it. Okay. So, if we... Because I think we're going to move to using the... Right, let's just get that one built quickly. Yeah, I think we're going to move to using a lot more of the trains now as opposed to the trucks. So I'm just going to extend this out a bit underneath so that we've got somewhere we can place a storage container to act as a buffer. Now, I didn't explain this when I was using this at the other end, but it's good to have a buffer at each of your... need to shuffle that over a bit. It's good to have a buffer at each of your... each end of your train line. Now, the reason for that is that the loading and unloading completely stops when the train, or the flow of resources completely stops when the train is doing its loading or unloading. So what you really want to do is have a storage box like this acting as a buffer so that we can constantly have a good flow of resources to the point where I'm actually going to go start letting that unload now. Right, so you're going to go in there. You're going to go there. So, like, that train's there at the moment, and even though this is now full of plastic... Oh, you're bringing 2,000. You're putting 2,000 there. Blimey. Okay, so even though this is full of plastic, there's nothing flowing out at the moment, so that's the whole reason I want that buffer in the way. So that then this can feed in at twice the speed and feed out at 1 time speed. So, we need to get this. Let's get straight mode turned on. Running down here. So we should now start seeing some plastic going. There we go. We'll run that in at a 4. I haven't put the right conveyor on top there. So let's get that fixed. There we go, get that unloading at speed. There we go, so that's now feeding into there. We're now going to feed this over here. Right, we can continue to run it along the ceiling. Right, let's run this out a bit further. There we go. And then we bring you along here. You're going to want to go there. And then look at that. Now then, let's just check. Is that lined up? Yes, it is. Okay, so locking doesn't seem to work at the moment. But that means that should then just feed straight into there. And now suddenly, yay! We're now merging straight into that. We are making use of our new additional plastic. Happy. Happy, happy, happy. Now I think we are meant to be able to get... where are we? We're meant to be able to get smart mergers at some point, aren't we? Do we not have smart mergers yet? Are they... Let's go have a look. I wonder if that's part of the... If there's anything in the... Because I've not looked at any of the patch notes for this at all. Is there anything in here for us to get smart mergers or the like? Jump pads? No, don't care. Blueprints? Okay. I wonder if it's in a later logistical patch along here somewhere. Okay. So we can get better pipelines. We can get a bigger blueprint. Okay, not too jumpy worried about that right now. We do have... Do we have lifts? Because we're supposed to have lifts now. Where are they? Organisation? No. Oh, we got the hypertube junctions. Nice, that's where they are. Okay, foundations. No. Walls. No. Architecture. No. I refuse to believe they've locked lifts that high up the tech tree. Are they in the shop somewhere? Nope. Management. Conveyor wall holes. That's nice. The conveyor throughputs. Oh, we need tickets. There's loads of stuff in there. Right. Tickets? Tickets, please. No, I must have put them all back in the awesome sink. Right, well, let's print those and let's go shopping, shall we? Right, okay. So, conveyor wall hole. Sure, that seems useful. Absolutely, we want the throughput conveyor. We'll get the Mark II wall pipes. That's just an out sort or something that's out. Shelf unit, not too worried about. Customizers. You get the tar roof because it's outstanding and we've got loads. Nothing in foundations, nothing in walls. Architecture. Elevators. Bang, let's get a lift. Let's get the beams and the cable expansions, ventilation bundles. Ah, so much to play with. Hang on, equipment. Oh, they put the rebar packs in there. I thought that used to be under parts. Okay. Super good. Right, okay, let's buy all of that. Okay. Oh, they've not got the voice lines for it yet. Right, okay, so now we should have... So now we've got vents we can put on the buildings, which are cool. We've now got braided cables. They look nice, I like them. Rounded concrete beams, that's nice. Shelf beam? What the heck is a shelf beam? Oh, okay, yeah, I see. And then we've got H beams. Oh, the old, yeah. Although, I think we call them Irish beams in the, like, I-beams, or, because I'm sure I've heard them referred to as like an Irish J, so I thought they were I-beams, not H-beams. Right, okay, and then where is the lift? Where's the lift? Foundations? No. No. Corner road barrier, that looks quite nice though. Like that. Okay. Organisation? No. Logistics? We now got wall holes we can put anywhere. That's kind of nice. I like that. Got our throughputs that we can put on things. Cool. That means we're going to need quartz stuff set up. So nice. Production, special. Okay, so we've bought the lift. Where am I missing it? Why do I feel like I'm missing it somewhere? We did buy the lift, didn't we? Didn't we? Architecture? Yeah, personal elevator. Contains the elevator and the elevator stop. Okay. And they've listed that under architecture. Do I not have that yet? No, I've got to have it. Otherwise it wouldn't have let me buy it. Right. Roofs. Frames. Beams. Pillars. Attachments. Walkways. Okay. Ah, it's under transport. Yes. Okay. Alright. So it's under transport. Now, I want to go and have a look at that. So what we're going to do is we are going to head over to the new power facility that we're using to make all this lovely plastic that we've got going on up here. That's good. Happy with that. And we're just going to have a look. So let's grab... Oh, we've got buffer stops now. Right, let's grab a train. And we're just going to head straight off. And we should be alright because there's only that one train on the line at the moment. So we shouldn't run into anything else. So we should be fine to just head straight off and all the turns should be in line. Oh, actually, that's something else we can try and test if I've got enough resources on me. Because the blueprints are meant to connect now. And I'm wondering if that's going to work on the train lines as well. Because it wasn't before. Do you remember I had to do all that massive relaying of everything? So, yeah, we might want to test that. Because that will mean the new the blueprints that I'm using for this are going to be much... Well, they're going to be useful. It means I'm not going to need to tear everything down to make it work. Which... Yeah, I'm happy with that. So we can just keep running along with all of this. Yeah, I mean at some point, I don't know, do we want to... Oh, I mean if they work... I'm just thinking, if the blueprints do connect nicely now, we could look at putting hypertubes in and hypertubing ourselves along here. I don't know what's faster actually. Let me know in the comments if you've tested it. Is it faster to hypertube or is it faster to take a train like this? Because I've never actually tested them in a race. I don't know which one's faster. Right, we're going to go this way. And then get out of his hair. Oh, we're going off the end? We're going off the end. Right. Okay. So we now have buffers because we actually need buffers, whereas before they just came to a dead stop. Okay, I didn't know it would do that with us in there. Love that, though. That's going to be something we're going to have to keep an eye on. Right, okay. I wanted to come in here, and I wanted to take away... that, and let's see how high we're getting. Right, okay. So that means we're now starting here. So if we grab our lift... I'm missing a motor, and it looks like it has definitely got to go on... Well, that's frustrating. Right. That means I need to go up and get the motors from that train to make the lift work. I mean, it makes sense it needs a motor. Right, so we can get here. We can take this train down. There we go. Right. Now do I have the stuff for a lift? Yes. Okay. Right. Let's go and have a look at that then, shall we? Okay. So, if it needs to absolutely go on a square, that means we're going to be popping it on this one here. And we're going to go up. Now, here's the thing. I can't see how high up we need to go. Yeah. That is the bit. Okay, so let's grab a ladder then. Because I'm going to need to get up there. Then you're down to there. That's fine. And then let's go to our transport. Let's have a look at our lift. Right, and now we can climb up with this. Okay, so that changes how much silica and stuff is needed. Get up here. I think it needs to go to there. Take this down and this down. And then now we'll be having the... Where are we? Straight catwalk. No, that's too low. Right, okay. So let's try that again, shall we? How does that work? Or is that not tall enough? Where are we? Straight catwalk. Oh yeah, that looks better. Okay. So we've now got that, which means we can take the ladder away. Good, good. Power line straight up there, because this is the top floor. Pop it over there. And into here. Okay. Call the lift. Oh, that's so cool. And then now we... There's lift music! Okay. Oh, that's so cool. Alright, love the lifts. And I think we can play with the panels, yeah. Edit floor inflow. So that will be ground floor. And I know for all you Americans this is going to upset you, but that is going to be the first floor. Because, you know, I'm British, so we have ground them first. Oh, love that. That's so cool. So useful. Yes, happy with that. Right. Now we don't have the train to get back. And we're not going to be able to beat that one. Well, we might be able to, but no, I think that's going to get away from us. Yep. Okay, so that one got away from us. Can we build... We can build an Explorer here. That'll do. Right. Why were you... Right, so we can drive it. I need the crafting bench so I can put the fuel in. There we go. Right, so we can drive back now then. Okay. That is very cool. I'm very happy with that. Yeah, the Explorer is not as quick as the train. That's why I prefer the train at the moment. Because that goes an extra 15 kilometers an hour or so. And this is why I'm curious. Has anyone tested what the hypertubes do? How fast do they go? Because, well, that would be good to know. Now then, I'm just thinking, practicality for today, other than playing with the 1.0 stuff, we do actually need to set up a sink for the plastic back here. So we should have done that before we came charging away. It feels like they've made this slower. I swear this used to go a bit faster. And it's just, yeah, it's getting stuck at that 100. Definitely feels like this has been made slower to make the trains faster. Okay. And we might have to test the linking blueprints with the trains later. Because we're not prepped for that yet. Right, okay. So, we want to come up here. Oh yeah, because that's on the top floor. Okay, so we can't have a stairwell coming straight out to this yet. Okay. I'm just going to take this roof out so we can pop in here. And actually, we do want to drop down. We'll have to figure out the situation with the lift safety there. Right, but what we then needed, that we can tuck away quite nicely here. Now we've got these vertical splitters. So if we pop you there, how does that look? That's in. That's in. Nice. Okay, then we want a smart splitter. Find it interesting it only goes forwards and backwards though. It's not all 4 directions, but that kind of makes sense because these are all designed to do 3. Oh crikey, we've got... Which is the front? Right, I'm guessing front is, yeah, centre. Let's go left here. So that's going to be overflow. And then... No, we don't need the lift. For that, we're going to want the actual belt. How's that going to look? Yeah, that's fine. And then power there. Okay. So that then means if we have a backup on the trains, at least that's going to keep going. It's not going to kill the power because this is dealing with the offload and we're not going to have an issue there. Okay. That's that bit dealt with. That's good. Right, and then we can make use of our lift to get back up there. Oh, I love these lifts. I love the music as well. Oh, brilliant. Right. Let me know if you guys are playing with 1.1 because I am already sold. Lifts are amazing. Right. Pop that back there. We're going to want to go and get our car. And then I think maybe it's time to start having a look at our final part of Phase 3. Which is going to be a little bit longer because we're going to need to make some of the prerequisite parts, which we're not at the moment. Because we're not making any heavy modular frames at all at the moment. And I think we're going to need to make a fresh source of modular frames to help produce some of that. So I think we're going to have to make a whole new iron facility again, which is going to be a bother. We have got that extra iron near where we were just making the last set for the motors. Thinking we probably make use of that. But yeah, now with vertical lift splitters, that's going to be a big thing. I'm really happy with that. The connecting blueprints should be quite nice as well that we're going to be able to have a look at. So I think there's going to be quite a few quality of life improvements for us here as well to have a look at. Which is going to be exciting, I think. Yeah, we've got some sandstone there. Yeah, just thinking what we're going to be able to pinch to make use of as we're doing this. So that Caterium's all maxed out, that's fine, I'm not worried about that. But now at least we've got the plastic overflow sorted, so that's not going to be too much of a problem if we back something up. Yeah, let's see, there's iron nodes down there that I think we can make use of. And I think there's some immediately under us as well. So, yeah, we're going to have to do that because we need the modular frames. We're going to then need... we're going to, at some point, need to start working on quartz properly. And making the... what are they called? The little quartz modular disc reflector things. We're going to need those. I wonder if this would have gone better if we had a different fuel in this car. Right, that's fine. Because I've got one here already, so we're going to take that Explorer down. Yeah, let's see, that plastic's already getting backed up, which is fine. How many are in that container? 3,000, blimey. Okay, but as you can see, look, we've stocked it all there. So that gives us a bit more of an even flow, which is good. But that's a good, healthy amount of plastic there. And actually, we can then also start feeding those into some of the where are we? Dimensional depots. But I do need to go and get a load more resources for that. Have we actually got plastic in? We don't even have plastic in dimensional depots yet. Well, let's fix that straight away, shall we? So we can pop you next to it like that. I mean, you can only upload, what, 15 a minute, so I'm not too worried about... I find it so weird the way that does that. Right. Curve? Oh, curves are in as well. Right, we'll just put a default one in there to let that happen. So now we can start getting plastic on the upload path. So hopefully that should... There we go, there's plastic coming through. Good. Good, good, good. Okay. Nice, so that's got all that going. That's going to back you up with plastic, hopefully. You still got your motors, which is good. Okay, so let's have a look and just start planning our next steps. So we will need... Where are we? Production, manufacturer. Missing motors. Well, isn't that now just dandy? That's fine. We've got some over here we can grab. Swap that 8 for a set of 50. Right, okay, so manufacturer. If we're looking at these, we need automated wiring, which we're making. That's fine, we're just not bringing it over here yet. Circuit boards, which we're making upstairs, turning a lot of them into computers. Computers, which we're making upstairs. The heavy modular frames are the bit we're going to need to work on. So, heavy modular frames, I think are in here. No, that's just a modular frame. So what's the heavy take? Because that'll be in this one then. Okay, so that takes modular frames, steel pipes, encased industrial beams, which we're not making at a great rate yet, and an army of screws. Okay. Okay. I feel like we're going to need to go and get some more coal and stuff from somewhere. And I'm feeling like we're going to want to try and start shipping some stuff around. I'm genuinely sat here at the moment. I'm trying to work out what our next best step is going to be. Because if we go back over that way, I might have a look on the Satisfactory calculator between episodes and just check where the best place for us to get some stuff in is. So, yeah. But I'm going to have a slightly shorter episode this one, just where we're starting to play with, you know, 1.1, and I'm already buzzing over it. So, yeah, happy with that. But I'm going to wrap up here and say, as usual, likes, comments, subscriptions, they all help the channel grow. They help get it out in front of other people. So thank you very much to those of you that do that. Thank you very much to my channel members. Your support is very much appreciated. Please don't forget that as a supporter, you do gain access to the save files for any of the open world games I'm currently playing, along with any of the blueprints relevant to them, and early access to the videos, so you get to see what's going on before anybody else does. But other than that, thank you all very much for joining me today. I hope you have a great day, and I will catch you all next time.